Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this is Shampriti and I hope you all are doing well because I am making a video after quite a long time in YouTube and it feels like ages, but I never left and I'm always with you all with all your problems. Just I am one mail or text away. So without further ado, let's start this video because UGC NET December is knocking at the door and you all are, I know most of you all are panicking and feeling confused or feeling like you're not enough or you haven't prepared enough, which is totally normal to feel this way. Let me tell you, this is one of the proofs that you have prepared well. Well, 6th December is UGC NET English exam and today is 23rd November. So we have more than a week's time in hand. So let's discuss how can we utilize this time for a preparation for UGC NET 2023 December cycle. Let's start. One good thing happened, that is UGC provided an assurance that they would provide a revised syllabus for UGC NET, which is really necessary, and they should have done it earlier, much earlier, because every year the UGC NET exam takes place and we all are left clueless and confused because every time they seem to change the syllabus in bits and pieces. For example, when I used to solve previous year's questions, the kind of questions I used to solve were not the ones I had to face when in the exam that I got JRF. So it was really surprising for me, and from that cycle onwards, in every cycle some new perspectives, new aspects of question framing have been added, and we did not have any proper guidance regarding that because the syllabus was the same as before, as decades before. So this notification of UGC informing us that they would provide a revised syllabus, I think it is a much necessary action. By the way, please bear with the clutter over there and the noise that might come in the way. I'm renovating this setup, so please bear with that. I'm really sorry for any kind of distraction that might come in the way of the video. Exam is less than 2 weeks away and you all are panicking and feeling like you are stuck in an ocean and you don't know whether you have covered a bit of the syllabus or not, and you're feeling like you are lost and you won't be able to crack the exam. It's really fine to feel this way. Let me tell you the bitter truth. You can never finish the syllabus of a competitive exam. It is not a 7th grade annual examination or the unit test of 9th grade or 8th grade or something like that. It is not even the board exam, which has a definite syllabus. It is UGC NET, and like the other competitive examinations, though they claim to give you a sort of categorical syllabus, you don't really have that, because this is an exam this is a national level examination and this is your eligibility test for the post of assistant professor. So always remember that, and feeling like you don't have enough grip over the idea and you don't know enough is perfectly okay, and it is the right way to feel. Okay, so having said that, always remember to revise whatever you have studied so far. If you are only gaining knowledge over and over again you are gaining information and you are pressurizing your head with newer information every minute and not revising them, of course it's biological, it's science that you will tend to forget them. Every time you add a new information in your head, you need to revise the previous information that was stacked in your head. So it is more important to revise whatever you have previously read than to take up newer information. I will always suggest you to attempt mock tests, given that you don't take the results of the mock tests personally and you don't consider the results of the mock test and your performance in the mock tests as as a kind of measurement for your overall preparation. Because let me confess a fact. UGC net, when did I crack? 2022. In the cycle I got JRF. I sat for 2 mock tests. I mean the online mock tests that are available, free mock tests. I did not sign up for any coaching class or something like that. I scored very badly. In Byju's app, you can access some free quiz kind of sessions before UGC net. I did quite good in those sessions, I must say that. But I attempted some full mock tests like the UGC net, the replica of UGC net. I did terribly bad in that and I felt really low about it, and then I decided that I'm not gonna sit for any mock test before any kind of competitive examination, which you can do otherwise. You can sit for mock tests, but do not take it personally, because it can either be a lesson for you or a great confidence breaker for you. So you choose in which way you are going to approach the mock tests. If you do bad in the mock tests, you can just gather the information and see wherever you have made the mistakes. If you do good in a mock test, that is also some kind of that also has some kind of negative hints for you, because it boosts your confidence and prevents you from studying harder, and you feel like okay, I have done good in the mock test, so I'm going to crack the net examination this time. But it does not happen so sometimes. So the mock tests do not decide your performance level. The mock tests do not decide how much harder you have studied. A mock test is not an end in itself. Always remember that. Number 2, mind map. It is very important, and it is one of the tricks that have been proved to help a lot of toppers in competitive examinations. Not only toppers, but a lot of people in who have succeeded in competitive examinations. Mind map, or mnemonics you can say, of which I have talked extensively in my previous videos, of which I will give links in the description box. It is wiring your brain with some objects that will remind you of certain information. In the light version of this is the use of highlighters. The highlighters, you know, this highlighters in your notes, and those who have my notes will notice that I have highlighted with different colors just to make sure that those information can impact your brain in a more effective way. Okay, so for the major writers, major works, you should use highlighters. And also I have done, you can see here, the whole wall has been covered with information, and I have done it in such a way that it goes chronologically from Anglo-Saxon. Oh well, I have not really given any focus on Anglo-Saxon that much, because maybe a couple of questions come from that era. So I have started directly from age of Chaucer. From age of Chaucer to postmodern era in British literature, from post-colonial literature to Indian literature, from American literature to literary theory and criticism. For everything, I have made charts, and I have used them in my wall so that they are always in front of my eyes, and create a certain blueprint of everything chronologically in my head. If you want to see the wallpapers that I have made, you can visit a previous video of mine, which I will share the link of in the description box. So this use of mnemonics and wallpapers and highlighters, and which will help create a mind map of information, is very, very important. Now comes one of the most important things, that is paper 1. There was a student who was terrified about paper 1, a student of mine, of course, and she thought that she is going to fail because of paper 1, and she was petrified by the thought of mathematics and data interpretations and all the calculations that you were supposed to do in paper 1. But she did not lose her heart, and she tried on kept on practicing and practicing and practicing, and she got net with JRF with a great percentile score in the last UGC net exam. So even the ones who are not good at mathematics can get JRF, can do well in paper 1. Always remember that it is a privilege for you all that there is no negative marking in UGC net, and the paper 1 mathematics and data interpretation, all the questions are not that difficult. Maybe a couple of questions from the sections can be difficult, but you don't leave any question unattempted. You will mark every question, because who knows, maybe your guess mark will be correct, maybe correct, or if it goes wrong, there is a negative marking. So use that privilege, and just do one thing for this little time you have left for the examination. Practice paper 1 every day for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Do mathematics, do data interpretation, do logical reasoning, okay? And remember that if you are not good in math, it does not mean that you won't be able to crack UGC net and you won't be able to do good in the paper 1, because there are other sections. There are 10 total sections in paper 1. If you feel like the questions in mathematics are a little difficult for you, you don't waste much time in attempting the question that you are finding difficult. Rather, you will move on to the easier ones, which will give you peace of mind, okay? And once you are done, you make sure that you have time for revision, and you come back to the questions that you have left in the beginning that you found difficult, and you mark them. Maybe you will be able to solve them that time, or if you are not, just guess and mark them. Do not leave them blank. Now coming to the last section of this video, the very important aspect of any competitive exam for that matter is time management. You will be given 3 hours, and you will try to complete the examination in 2 hours, and use that 1 hour to come back and revise and do everything else, okay? So make sure you have at least half an hour to revise your question paper, your answers, and especially the comprehension part. You will have comprehension, reading comprehension in both paper 1 and paper 2. I would suggest you not waste time in paper 1 and paper 2 reading comprehension in the first phase of your examination, because it will take a lot of time. You leave the questions 5 and 5, 10 total questions for later revision. This is just optional. I'm not saying that you have to go by this suggestion. This is my personal take. I did this and many of my students did this. So you leave these broad questions for later, and make sure you come back. Just do not forget about the questions, okay? And do not invest much time in one question. Do not invest more time than the other in one question, because every question carries same mark. So it does not mean a thing if you invest 5 minutes for a question and then the subsequent question takes 15 minutes for you. So in total you are wasting 20 minutes for two questions, 10 minutes each in average. So see how you are calculating. So use these 2 weeks to frame your kind of time management frame, time management techniques. Time management is different for everyone, so use your own kind of techniques of time management. Figure it out and use it in the examination hall. Be relaxed, be calm and quiet. Do not be nervous. Do not panic with your question paper when you get it. Just be calm and use your brain, use your mind map, use your common sense, because not every question will come from whatever you have memorized. Sometimes you have to use the contextual knowledge to solve them, okay? You do not really get many direct questions from topics, so you have to use your knowledge of the context. You have to sometimes use your subjective take on some statements. So be prepared to do that, and stop memorizing, taking new complex informations in your brain for this time, and revise as much as you can. You may sit for mock tests, but do not take it personally. Do not let it affect your mental health and confidence. Do stress on paper 1, and all the best for UGC NET December.